Many people in the Bible lived a life of doubt, and one of them is Abram. Genesis 15 verse 1 says this: after this, the word of the Lord came to Abram in a vision. Do not be afraid, Abram. I am your shield, your very great reward. Why does God tell Abram, I am your shield, your great reward? Could it be that because he had gone to fight with the 4 kings with his 318 maid servants in Genesis chapter 14, could it be after he had defeated them, he was sitting in a place that he was doubting? He was in doubt, not doubting. He was in doubt and questioning, maybe these people might come back and defeat us. Maybe these people might come back and defeat us. And that's why God speaks, and our doubts are based on our circumstances. He had a circumstance where he had fought the kings, and he was in a place that he was thinking these people might come back and defeat us. God is speaking to someone, because sometimes you may get in a place that you have defeated the things that have been pursuing you, and after you have defeated them, maybe it's sickness, I don't know what that thing is, and sometimes you may be sitting and you're wondering, will this sickness come back? But God is saying, do not be afraid, because I am your shield. I am your shield. Let that sickness come back. Even if it comes back, I am your shield. Even if it comes back, I am going to shield you, and I am your reward. The promise that I have spoken over your life, it is going to come to fruition, because I am your shield and I am your great reward. And I remember in 2020, when I wrote my first book, I remember during COVID, and I was in a place where I was trusting in God for him to provide for me to be able to launch that book. And I remember in November 2020, after I had come up with a website and people had made pre-orders, we got to a place that during the day of the launch of the book, I had around 33,000. This is the day of the launch. And I required over, I think, around 500,000. And I was like, in doubt. Where will this money come from? Where will this money come from? And I remember when we launched that book, that following day, I was able to settle all the debts. That was around 500,000. Fast forward, we get to last year, I'm supposed to launch another book. I'm supposed to launch another book, and this one is much bigger because COVID is in the past, and now I don't have the finances, and I am now in a place that I have fought this battle, and there's another battle ahead of me. And God was saying, I am your shield. I am your great reward. And I remember we came up with another website and people signed up, and I was expecting around 500 people during the day of the launch. And during that day, I remember people started bringing in money. In fact, before I launched the book, our senior pastor in ICC Imara told me to preach during the service. And I remember people came in numbers and they pre-ordered and they said, we want to buy your book. And God was telling me that you do not have to look back. You do not have to fear about the things that you have fought. You do not have to fear, because the past is behind you. And I am your shield. I am your shield, and I am your great reward. I am going to do exceedingly and abundantly. And I want to speak to someone. Maybe you have been in doubt. Will God provide for my school fees? Will God provide for my rent? Maybe you have been in doubt because of a relationship, because your circumstances have been dictating and have put you in a place that you are doubting, and you are in a place of doubt. But God is saying that I am your shield. I am your shield. I will shield you. God is my shield. God is my great reward. God is my shield, and God is my great reward. It's time that I stop doubting. I stop walking that road of doubt. I stop questioning, because the word of God is true. If he did it with Abraham, if he did it with Pastor KT, I know that God is faithful. God is my shield. God is my shield, and God is my great reward. It doesn't matter if you don't have rent money. It doesn't matter if you don't have school fees. It doesn't matter the battles that you have fought before. God is saying that he your shield and great reward. Just say, God is my shield and great reward. Our doubts are based on our circumstances. And God is saying to someone here that He is your shield. When you are in doubt, He says that He is your shield.